Let me start by saying the Bureau of 5. The Bureau is composed of a president, 4 vice presidents. So the president comes from Southern Africa, the other 4 come from the other 4 regions, East, Central, North, West. So I'm supposed to be leading a team of 4 in the Bureau, but all of them are not here. They were not able to come because of assignments elsewhere, and it was going to be very expensive to bring them back and go back. No one of them is in Kenya observing elections, and the other 3 are elsewhere. But I tell you, they've told me that I need to pass very warm and fraternal greetings to all of you, and promise that you will see them in the future. Professor Maloka, the leader, of course, is said to be the one who thought of everything, even if maybe some staff in the organization. But we need to praise you. I kept, before I even came here, how did you think of this thing? It's a new style. It's a new style. It's a new culture within the AU family. And even among universities organizations. I've never heard of a university saying that university of Pretoria have a new vice chancellor. We of Pretoria University, we want to welcome them. No, they just, that's none of our business. It's doing happening. If PAP something or NEPA, it's their own thing. But you are bringing us together. Organs of the AU. I think this should be celebrated. We are learning this. This is a good lesson for the AU, that we should work as a family. I think that's a critical message. We have to work together. Anyway, what is PAP? What is NEPA? What is APRM? And that's why he thought, it's very intelligent, I can see. You see, we are one. And I want to say this, the minister left, he said I wanted him to hear this. You know, one problem we have, and that's why Africa is not moving forward, we don't want to come out openly on issues. We don't. It is a fact. In the time I've been at PAP for 16 years now, and I've been involved in meetings of heads of state, assembly level. I've been even when former Gaddafi was there, I went to say, I've seen a lot in the AU. But one thing that we don't see is this brotherly sisterhood among its own organs and agencies. It doesn't exist. So I'm very encouraged by this initiative. The AUDA, NEPAD's role, it used to be called NEPAD, now this AUDA, in addition, African Union Development Agency. And I think one day we need to unpack your next task, because you are very good, is to bring us together for a whole day or 2 days with the ambassadors. We need to understand what AUDA, why does the AU have to pay for NEPAD AUDA in its budget? And then also have PAP, and also have APRM. These are distinct, we have unique niche areas. Few people understand this very well. You see, the role of AUDA, which is again very important, is that they are the ones who should plan, design, plan, and see the implementation of development programs on this continent. That's their role. And when Dr. Bekele Amos stood last time and here today, I see development coming. I see she's very dynamic, very intelligent. I see a lot of intelligence in her. Some of you may not be seeing it. I'm seeing it. She's very sharp. And with me very close to her as the president of PAP, she's going to perform. We won't let her, we won't want to repeat the backwardness of this continent. Yeah, we cannot. The The past has not been good. It's a fact. Since 1963, AU. Now again, 2001, AU. I tell you, those who left this continent and went to go to heaven, if they came back, if they are seeing what we are doing, there's nothing much to celebrate. Please, we are the citizens of this continent. We have the right to speak. There's nothing much to celebrate. Yes, we can celebrate here and there, but there's nothing much to celebrate. That's a fact. That is why I keep reminding you. The World Bank report of 2000, the year 2000 report by the World Bank, it had a very provocative title. The title was the Millennium Report. Can Africa seize the new millennium? They are simply saying, you have remained behind. From 2000 going on, can Africa also be seen? Professor Maloka, you've done something very good, that we should work together as organs, as agencies. Africa has been laughable. Under Dr. Bekele should lead us in terms of projects. And then our role, those projects, that's where APRM comes in the parliament. Are those projects, plans, informed by the real wishes and aspirations of the people on this continent? That is the question that PAP will come up with. We are the voice of the people. That is what is there. Article 17 of the protocol establishing Pan-African Parliament says this parliament is established to ensure that the people of Africa, their voices are heard. It's a platform. PAP is a platform for all citizens to make an input into the socio-economic, political programs of this continent. We are your platform, all of you. That's the role. So our role is to say, are these plans that we're coming up with, do they speak to the aspirations of the people on this continent? Or it is just another good, maybe influenced by some other outsiders, not the real people of the continent? So the parliament has to go out there. We call it oversight. Sometimes we call it representativeness, to hear from the people. And we need to make laws, of course. That's another area that we need to meet about and discuss. Because we do not, as a continent at the moment, are not well integrated. But you cannot have integration when the environment, the legal regimes, the institutional arrangements do not support some of these protocols that are being put in place. So the role of the parliament also is to ensure that we have the right instruments, we have the right laws, the right regulations, policies on the continent that inform what NEPAD out there do. And my professor, and rightfully there are doctors, professors coming on this. Professor Maloka, your role is to go out. We also go out to the people. You also go out. Where do you go? You go to see what exactly the nitty-gritties of development. You go to particular governments. Have they quite implemented? You are more of evaluation. After all has been done, you want to say Zambia, for example, when we talk governance, we don't talk agriculture. What are the people saying? Have they done it? And the parliament comes, then we have a good Africa. Right, so we can only work together. APRM and the Pan-African Parliament are two sides of the same coin. We are mutually reinforcing institutions, even within NEPAD. We are intricately intertwined. But so if we work separately, we are shortchanging the people of this continent. Let me move and finish. And just to support what I'm saying. Support what I'm saying. Our own protocols which established PAP under Rule 41 or AB, it says, I don't want to repeat this, but African Parliament's role function is to facilitate the implementation of the policies, objectives, and programs of the Union and oversee their effective implementation by the various organs of the Union. We have to justify, as a PAP, we also have to go out there and say, do we have the value for the money? AU has no money. Always we say they don't have enough money. But the little money that we are getting, are we deriving value as citizens of this continent? That's the role of PAP also. It also, PAP is also supposed to promote human rights and consolidate democratic institutions and democratic culture, blah, blah, blah. Those are some of our roles. But I want to emphasize the issue of going forward at the Pan-African Parliament. It cannot be, and even for Africa, in effect, when I was looking at this drawing here, if you look at this, that mine, I don't know which mine that is. But the crisis we have, look at them. Most of them will go to pension just as dead as they are. They work for 50 years and retire, just nothing on them. They've just been working in mines after 40 years. The best they get is a bicycle. Here they worked in a mine for 50 years. We are not deriving value out of our own resource endowments on this continent. It's known, it's a fact. I went to Switzerland, a very small country, population is 70 million. They are very developed. So what you people, on what basis are you developing this economy? They will tell us it's more financial services, but services. Coming from Africa, I always think of natural resources. And I said, do you have any mine? He said, no mine. They discovered some gold in some small district. And when they wanted to exploit the gold, people there went to demonstrated. The environmentalists said, no ways, we don't want you to dig here. So they don't dig that mine. No mine. But look at what we have on this continent. What is wrong? This is where we are going to work with Nepal, with APRM. And said, no, it's high time we think seriously about our own continent. We can't leave things like this. People are suffering on this continent, and we have a responsibility to make sure that we do things right. So it cannot be business as usual. Even at PAP, the culture that is starting is very impressive. You know, we were at a serious dispute over rotation, whether leadership should move. But once I got in and with the deputy, the vice presidents, even for the committees, for the first time, we said no region is going to dominate positions in the Bureau of Committees, which used to be the case. We said we have 11 committees, 5 regions. So each region will have at least 2 chairpersons. They should chair 2 committees. Previously, some regions had 0. This time, every region has at least 2 committees. We went to the Women Caucus and said, who has led the Women Caucus before, give chance to others. Now, Youth Caucus, the same. And everybody is very happy and celebrating. So we need a lot of support from you now. We are a good institution now. We have good attitudes. Our diplomats will always invite you to these gatherings because you are the conduit through which we speak to your governments. You need to know Mr. Dean, and I see you as a very good Dean. Mr. Dean will have a lot of meetings with you and the ambassadors. These issues about Africa, we need to lay them for everybody. Let's openly discuss issues about Africa or our continent. Nothing like silos, and I like the word silos. Sure, it is true. What diplomats, I don't know what you report if you don't interact with us. Interact with us and then report timely and the truth. And the Pan-African Parliament, then of course I want to move alone. It will not be good for me to move alone without the other two now. This culture has now been set. We want to work together, and we work together. And please tell your governments that we are now very serious. We can't be in the same Africa that was left. There's an article in the, I don't know who published it, about the AU. Did you read it? Some 2 days ago, 3 days. Someone saying, I know I'm finishing now. Someone said, do people like the African Union? Have you read it? Yeah. 2 days, 3 days ago. Do people of Africa like the African Union? Of course, you have the answer. I can't tell you what is written. You don't need to. You don't have to read. You know it. People don't quite like the union. It's a fact. People don't see quite what is being delivered by the AU. It's a fact, and we need to say these things. Even for Pan-African Parliament, people say, "What is it about?" Which are the issues that I'm leading. People still say, "What is it about?" So I have a task. We want to come out to you. In these universities, we want to work with the universities. PAP should be at universities. We should debate issues at universities. That's the new PAP that we want. We want to go out to rural areas. The people debate about what we are doing. Look, I'm saying all this, Professor, because I'm very happy with you also. South African government, marvelous. You've done very well. We are very happy. Keep it up. I thank you.